An East Harris County man is sharing his story after he says he was put into handcuffs because police went to the wrong address.
Drop the f***ing gun now. Drop the f***ing gun!
This video was intended to inform and educate the public.
What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?
Hello everybody, and welcome back to another video on the Junkyard News. And in today's video news story, we got a story coming out of Harris County, Texas. Imagine that, Texas of all places. Now I'd like you to imagine you're sound asleep at the wee hours of the morning, when all of a sudden you're woken up by the loud knocking and banging at your door. And as you peek out a window, all you see is dark silhouettes of individuals hiding behind cover, hiding behind a tree.
They have their guns out, they're hiding behind my trees. So I'm like, oh my God, they want to come get me for whatever reason. So I get my squirrel rifle and my single shot shotgun when I come out with the shotgun raised, trying to defend my home.
That's when it all escalates.
What could possibly go wrong? Now this homeowner said he was woken up by the loud sounds of someone banging on his door. Half asleep, when he looked outside and saw something suspicious, and not knowing who was out there, being Texas, just in case, for self-defense, he grabbed a couple firearms and proceeded into his garage, where he opened the garage door to see who was outside that was calling for him to come out. All of a sudden, he had flashlights in his eyes and people telling him to drop his firearm, and he continued to ask, "Who are you? What do you want?" And this East Harris County man says all this happened to him, and then when he realized they were police, he immediately put his firearms away, complied, came out of the garage, laid down, was handcuffed, and hauled off to jail for assault on a police officer for having the audacity to attempt to protect himself for what he thought might have been a potential home invasion attempt.
Nice. Nice.
Deputy body cam video shows deputies with the Harris County Sheriff's Office surrounding the home. Dean, the homeowner, claims that they had their guns out and they're hiding behind trees. I'm like, oh my God, they want to come get me for some reason. So he grabbed a squirrel rifle and a single shot shotgun.
Hell yes.
I come out with the shotgun raised, trying to defend my home from a possible home invasion attempt. That's when it all escalated. Video shows deputies started screaming at him to drop his firearms. Dean says he went back in and put his firearms away, proceeded to follow instructions as soon as he realized they were police, and surrendered. Dean claims that, in my mind, obviously, they had the wrong address because all I was doing was sleeping. I was waiting to go to IHOP in the morning. I didn't get to go to IHOP. I got to go to jail for a couple of days. According to the sheriff's office, deputies were called out to that address on a disturbance call, but Dean believes the caller got the address wrong. He thinks the call may have been meant for a home nearby where his neighbors had previously been throwing a party. Now, it took 7 months for the felony charges against Dean to be dismissed. Dean claims that I'm in shock, of course, and I'm mad. What did I do? It's a mental and financial shock because Dean is still out more than $30,000 because he's responsible for his attorney's fees. And not only that, the bond he had to pay just to get out of jail after a couple of days is non-refundable because he had to go through a bond company just to afford to get out of jail. There you have it. An individual gets woken up at the wee hours of the morning. He's not sure who's outside banging on his door. He peeks out. All he sees is dark silhouettes hiding behind trees and cover. He doesn't know who they are. He grabs a tool for self-defense just in case he needs it, never steps outside the curtilage of his own home. Once he realizes it is police and they stop shining the flashlight in his eyes and he can actually tell who they are, he immediately puts the firearms away and surrenders. He complies. Yet just because he had the audacity to arm himself for his and his property's defense against unknown aggressors, the cops decide to charge him for assault on a police officer. This is Texas, for God's sake. Everybody owns a gun. Be careful, people. This is exactly what I've been saying at the end of all my videos. You never, ever know how something like this is going to end up. This man is lucky to be alive. Be safe out there, and remember, if you're not careful, the next contact you have with a Leo could be your last. And if you're that unlucky, we may just be talking about you and an interaction you have with a Leo in our next video. Thanks again.
Sheriff's Office!
Sheriff's Office!
Watch as Harris County deputies surround the home of Dean Deach. Dean says he was sleeping. At first, he thought he was being robbed.
They have their guns out. They're hiding behind my trees. So I'm like, oh my God, they want to come get me for whatever reason. So I get my squirrel rifle and my single shot shotgun when I come out with the shotgun raised, trying to defend my home.
That's when it all escalates.
Drop the f***ing gun now. Drop the f***ing gun.
Drop the gun!
Police! Drop the f***ing gun.
Dean puts his guns inside and comes back outside.
Sheriff's Office! Come out with your hands up! Do it now! Come out! Come out! Come this way! Lay on the ground! Lay on the ground! Lay on the ground! Man. You come to my house for what? Shut up! Go ahead, Mariano. You pointed that firearm at me.
I don't know who you were. I didn't know who you were.
Now you're most definitely going to jail today.
Who are you?
Dean was charged with aggravated assault against a public servant.
My mind was, okay, they obviously have the wrong address because I'm just sleeping, waiting to go to IHOP in the morning. I didn't get to go to IHOP. I got to go to jail for a couple of days, you know. Drop the f***ing gun now. Drop the f***ing gun.
According to the sheriff's office, deputies were called out to Dean's address on a disturbance call. But Dean believes the caller got the address wrong. He thinks the call may have been meant for a home nearby where his neighbors had been throwing a large party. It took 7 months for the felony charge against Dean to be dismissed.
I'm in shock, of course. I'm mad. Because what did I do?
It's mental and financial shock for Dean. He's still out more than $30,000 because he's responsible for his attorney fees. And the bond he paid is non-refundable because he had to go through a bond company to afford it.
Videos uploaded by the Junkyard News are helped in part by viewers just like you. You can show your support for this channel by clicking the thumbs up, sharing our videos, or hitting that all-important support button on our channel page. Don't want to miss a video or a story? Make sure to check us out and like us on Facebook at The Junkyard News.